So for the dowel piece, where we will glue the flaps on, you will need one piece of 2 3/4 by 5 1/4 cardstock and 4 washer pieces that are, in this case, 1 3/4. You can use any size you want to. I would recommend not going under 1 1/2 inch, and I'll show you in a minute why. But first, let's score our dowel piece. The width of the glue of the dowel, how do you call it, the spacing on the dowel is determined by our octagon, actually. And my octagon, as shown, has an opening width of 5/16 about. So 1/4 is too little, but if you're not careful, 5/16 can be questionable. So what you want to do is take a small scoring tool and put your paper at 1/4 and then move over to the next 16th, but stay within the line. Next is going to be 1/4 and another 16th over, and the next is going to be 1/4 and another 16th over. That's going to be 15/16 by now. So next up is going to be 1 1/4, and then I'm going to turn it around for you to better see. Next one will be 1 1/2 plus 1/16, and 1 over and 1/4. You are at 1 7/8. 2 1/8, 1 3/16. 2 3/16. I'm sorry. And the next one is going to be 2 1/2, which is the last one. And we'll leave you with a 1/4 inch glue tab. Now you want to take your piece on the long side and score at 1/2 inch from each short side. Did I just score that 1/2 inch, or was that a centimeter? Never. It was a centimeter, right? So, okay. 1/2 inch. There you go. Then you just go ahead and actually fold all your scores. Fold over all your square lines. Geez, my mat is just looking so badly. I need to switch it out. Okay, so then you can cut away your glue tabs. You want to really only go very slightly in on the glue tab because you want the full width of glue. Then I'm going to take my 1/4 inch tape. Oh, I could actually, what you want to do too, cut my side glue tabs, and you don't have to miter those because they're going to actually be fanning out from the center anyway, so there's enough space, and you absolutely want to have as much gluing property as possible. So now glue the whole thing into the dowel, which is, as with all even numbered tabs, no problem at all. Just glue it like a box, and then make sure to fold every single fold pair until you have like a really smoothly bendable and maneuverable piece of paper. Plus, this will give you a check on if you did your scoring correctly and thoroughly. So to check if this is what we need, we take our dowel washer and bring it over the dowel, and this looks good because this is how it's going to be glued later. So how to get this washer, I'll show you. You have 4 of your washers. As they're round, it's always kind of difficult to find the perfect middle. What I did is I took my graph paper and put marks from the middle, which actually works with any graph paper or even a cross you draw yourself in a on a right angle. So what I did was I marked like half my diameter on my lines. So when I position my circle within those marks, I know it sits perfectly in the middle. And then I can go in with my ruler and my pencil and actually just mark my middle. Allow for the pencil. Okay, so this is my middle, and I know, or I can measure my die to be exactly 1 inch across from tip to tip. So I need ½ an inch to center this perfectly. I need ½ an inch to fit my die, and I want to go a smidgen outside. I love that word. A smidgen outside because my die is exactly 1 inch. So if I have like 2 dots at 1 inch, I will not see my marks. I will not see my marks putting on the die. So, and I want to actually draw my lines longer so I can actually put my die perfectly in the middle. So these have to line up too. And then I just go in and take some washi and run this through my die cut machine. As I need 4 of those, I will cut these all in one go and be back in a second. Okay, so now that I actually cut like my 4 decorative washers with a hole, I need 2 of those only, and cut 2 more from just plain white because it was just the one I just had right now. So you want to put the decorative side towards the inside of the dowel to be seen later, and then just pull it over carefully and get those feet, those glue tabs out. Matter of fact, mine are like a little long, so I'll just go and cut them off at like an 1/8 inside because I don't want that to show on the outside. Then we need some glue and just very close to the edge. This is pretty much the same assembly you can find on the original website of the brand manufacturer, but let me get this for you. You want glue on the very, very outer edge of this because you want this to seal up nicely. And then you go in and just sandwich your glue tabs in between those two circles. And that's about it for this side. And then you repeat this on the other side. So this, dear friends, is your dowel, at least the part without the knob. I'll do a separate installment for the knob because that's kind of finicky. So what you can do actually is put something small and heavy on here to get the glue to really bond. And I'll be back with the knob in a little while. See you.